Okay, the next step is to put the two parts of the skirt together and sew it up. I'm probably going to leave it a little more open. I mean, normally I think the notch is up, you know, up to the bodice, but I think considering how big my the hips of my dolls are, I think I'll probably sew it just a little bit up to a little lower than that to give them more room to get into their dress. And so that's the next step. I think I'm rather glad that the train is going to be detachable. I'm quite sure the train is detachable. If it isn't, I'll make it detachable, because this seems to be more train than that you need than, you know, I mean, look, little doll, huge train, you know. Anyway, what the instructions wanted is, okay, this is the right side of this fabric and this is the right side of that fabric. What you're going to do is you're going to put them together, the right sides facing each other. And then we're going to stitch. Well, what I might do, I might do a preliminary stitch actually, to kind of give it a nice even look. And then you're going to stitch them together. But you should leave a little bit of room at the top so you can turn this inside out. So I'll show you the finished product of that. I always like to hem my my stuff so that I have a cleaner, you know, when I put things together, there's a cleaner look to them. And I just noticed, oh wait, on the other side, that I got a stain on this side, but maybe I'll have this one being the one that trails on the floor. So what we're doing next, as I said before, is we put the right sides together facing each other. You know, that's the shiny part, the part that shows outward. And we're going to hem all around it, but we're going to leave a few inches at the top on each side so that you can turn it inside out. So this is it sewn together. One part was a little bigger, so I, you know, there's a little bit of a little trail there, but it doesn't matter because this is actually the inside. Now, in the pattern, they show clipping curves, which is, you know, right under the hem, they cut little triangles in the round section. Let me see if you can see that. See? Now, I didn't wind up doing that. My mom claims that that's more necessary if you're doing this on a sewing machine. So, so now we take it and we're going to turn it inside out. It's a little hard to do this one-handed, but excuse me, folks. Okay, so now it's on its right side. Some parts are a little okay, so here we go. It's on its right side now. And yeah, this is the part I plan to keep on the floor because it's got a little stain there. So now that I ironed this, the next step is to stitch up these areas that I had left open so that I could turn it inside out. And then I'm going to stitch it across the top. Right? That's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what it seems to be. I was just double checking. Now the next step is to stitch the train along its fold lines, which is these two things here on one side. And I was trying to figure out how, I don't want to draw on the train, but how am I going to keep track of this fold lines? And then it occurred to me what I should do is pin it in the area where the fold lines are, all the way up. And then what you're going to do is that you're going to turn the thing over and do the fold lines on this side too. There's 4 fold lines in all. So this is how it kind of looks. I'm not sure if they're not going to wind up kind of overlapping a bit, but we'll see. They don't really show that in the pattern. That's kind of how it's supposed to look like. But, so we'll see. Well, I didn't do so good on the stitching of the train. It's kind of, when I had the pins in, it made the fabric very heavy and hard to sew. So I took them out, but then I wasn't able to keep kind of a straight line. You don't really notice it on that side, but on this side it's more noticeable. This is, of course, the underside that's going to be dragging on the floor, side that has the stain and all that. So it doesn't really, with the small stitches, it doesn't show that badly. So I'm just hoping it doesn't make too much of a difference. Though to tell you the truth, I think trains are kind of stupid. But just a accident waiting to happen. I have no idea what the thing is about trains. You know, it just... and I mean, particularly when you consider how expensive it is to make a wedding dress already. You know, it just seems like a ridiculous expense, and you know, it probably gets dirty dragging on the floor, you know, but I never got the whole wedding thing really. Or, well, I mean, at one time I guess I did, and then as time went on I was kind of thinking how ridiculous the whole thing was.